Let's start with the question. Who is the benefactor? I have finished collecting Ryder's missing memories, which details important side plot information relating to how the Andromeda Initiative came about. And I was wondering who the benefactor is. From what I know of the previous games, this is starting to feel like there is some kind of Cerberus influence. Is this something that is explained in-game in one of the many task missions I have neglected to complete? So how can we solve this? There are 5 possible answers. Answer 1. It was the intention of the game producers to not reveal the identity of the benefactor in this game. Gamble's answer. The mysterious benefactor is intentionally left unresolved, as it has deeper ties to the metastory of the Maya saga. By the time you find the killer, they're long gone. The rest of this answer will contain many spoilers, so be warned. We do get plenty of clues though, but nothing conclusive. We know that the voice is female. Yes, it's likely it was altered, but it didn't sound synthetic enough IMO to change the sex of the speaker. The benefactor knew about the Reapers long before everyone else, years before. In the last conversation between Alec and the benefactor, Alec questioned the benefactor on this point and they admitted to it. The benefactor, or one of their agents, is most likely in the Andromeda Galaxy. The murder of Gian shows that the benefactor had access to an incredible amount of money. Funding the entire initiative is not cheap. The benefactor didn't care about advanced AI. Developing that advanced AI goes against the wishes of every major council race in the Milky Way. There has been much speculation online to the identity, mostly pulled from Reddit threads, ordered from more likely to least likely. The elusive man. He meets almost every criteria. The only thing that I'm having trouble with is the fact that the initiative also brought along the other races. And if it were Tim, he would have figured out a way to potentially sabotage all the arcs since he was so human-centrist. There's also an interesting anecdote. Tim's original name was Jack Harper. Shadow broker, he also had the funding but not the motive. And during the time of the initiative launch, Liara hasn't taken over the job yet. Or was just about to. So it couldn't have been her. Some previously unknown entity. This is my guess. Reapers. Now we're just delving into wild mass guessing. Geth. Ditto. Answer 2. No. The identity of the benefactor is left unresolved. There are, however, clues in Alec's conversations. Answer 3. Spoiler alert. While the elusive man is pro-human, he is also trying, much like Councillor Udina, to prove humanity's worth to the other races. As Miranda says in Mass Effect 3, Cerberus was his answer to what the other races have. The Asari Commandos, the STG, and the Turians had, I forget. The elusive man would have paid for such a trip because the shadow broker did not involve himself in any affair that he didn't benefit from. The council species wouldn't, because if they truly wanted a new start, they wouldn't have involved the Krogans. Except maybe the Asari. But still, that's a lot of money to invest. Miranda. And Wilson, if you listen to his audio before you run into him, says he invested billions bringing Shepard back to life. He would involve the other races to avoid being seen as racial, and as much as he disapproved of other races, he wanted them to see that humans could keep up with the other species. In Mass Effect 3, Shepard is introduced to classified information which reveals that EDI was the rogue VI from the Moon base in Mass Effect 1. So it would only make sense that, upon finding out about Ryder's father's work, he would invest in the AI SAM. Quite possibly in hopes to better understand the AI so he could control the Reapers and finally It is quite possible Gian was getting suspicious and the elusive man sent a man-woman. The one Alec Ryder spoke to most likely, and during the commotion she was murdered. After all, it was chaos. They wouldn't have sought her out singularly since she was murdered in her apartment. As is implied when you listen to her audio. Though she says they, but when you use Sam it only shows two figures, a man and a woman. Quite possibly a couple that worked for Cerberus. Answer 4. I think the benefactor is Sam and that he made the initiative in the hopes not only to save Ryder's mother but also save as many other races from the Reapers. Still no clue as to why Sam would kill Garson though, if it was Sam at all. Answer 5. I see no one mentioned the benefactor being the council. They knew of the Reapers, they could siphon money for years. And in Me 3 it turned out they could do near to nothing cause. Guess what? They had no money. We see a memory of Alec talking to a human ambassador who dismissed him. And the next thing is the benefactor's offer. It could be that the council made the initiative as a safeguard if the Reapers came early. Arcs came from the main three races, humans, and it was supposed to be a multi-arc. Like council space. A benefactor from one race would base the initiative on his own race. I hope these answers helped, and if they did, please drop a comment and subscribe.